Would ya look at the time? It's time for another video. Good day to you, my fellow adventurers throughout time and space. It is I, the Cowardly Time Lord, welcoming you back to Let's Play Breath of Fire 3. Also, don't mind that install complete thing that popped up. If it did pop up, I'm not sure how the recording thing works. I'm just downloading a few more games onto this emulator. Not to play on the channel, as there are games that I've already played on the channel. More so just to play in my own spare time. Something's wrong. See, that is without, like, okay, who said something's wrong? I choose to believe Ryu said it because he's not a silent protagonist. I'll make the case that Ryu is not a silent protagonist. I actually make a case that a lot of characters who are said to be silent protagonists really aren't. Ryu from throughout the Breath of Fire series is one example for a character who's absolutely not a silent protagonist. The other one, who I dare say is not a silent protagonist, is Rudy Rough-Knight from the original Wild Arms. Calling him a silent protagonist is kind of odd, in my opinion, because it's to discount a lot of things. And I mean, he has a reason to stay silent, kind of. So to me, it really makes sense. Oops. It didn't go according to plan. But yeah, this is the mini game you have to play with Peko in order to advance the story. It almost ended badly. Oh, I'm almost out of rocks. It's really important that I don't run out of rocks. So yeah, you have to kick the rock onto the X. And then kick it into the glass. Like that. Now what? Yep. Chrism gas. That color. Chrism gas? Something's wrong with the furnace. I swear I'm not going insane, but I can't get the feeling of bugs crawling all over my skin out. Anyways, now we can exit out of the plant, switch Gar back in order to continue how I wish to continue. With the best already available. For the next dungeon, because you have to bring Momo along. The next dungeon requires Momo fully, because everybody else too dumb to use computer. Only Momo can use computer. And the computer is a very, very important thing. In the next dungeon, as you can imagine. And there are a few other times in the game where it's just like, oh, this dungeon deals with advanced technology only Momo can understand. Even this game's version of, well, it's not a phantom ship, but it's a ship with no crew, so in my opinion, it technically fills the role of phantom ship. Is one of them. Yep. Let's take a look inside. Another one is the dungeon that, well, the first part of the dungeon that has a giant teleporter on it. Then there is... I can't think of anywhere else, but I know there's other places that require Momo. And one more time when we have to blow a wall off of a place. Hey, there's a ladder here. Let's go down and see what's down there. Okay. Would you look at this place? Would ya look at this place? Hey, Ryu. What do you think this place is for? Is it part of the plant? Is it the secret research lab of the director? But then this machine, Very impressive. I wonder if the director built it all himself. Or if there was another engineer. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Come on, let's look around a little. Yeah. This ladder. My question is, how did people not know this existed? Come on, I know there's a treasure in here somewhere. There it is. I think it's the only treasure up in this room. That's a skill ink. Yeah, that was the only treasure. And yes, this is a dungeon area. Zombie detectors. No, not bone dart. Oh, good, it missed. Bone dart. Oh no, Ryu's been zombified. Confused. Not zombified, but you know what I mean. It's funny. I'm tired. But I didn't want to go to sleep. I wanted to record another video. After all, I failed to cook the special meal for my mom past while, so I need to get to making it finally. Not since Mother's Day. I cooked her a Mother's Day meal, but my mom's birthday is almost is the 13th of May, so yeah. So yeah, I have to make her. As you can come in here, get an item, and you can rest on these beds. There's a bed here. Do you want to rest? No, not right now. But just keep that in mind. In case you're running low on health. Oh, right. I wanted to show you what happens. Look what happens when you try to examine the computer. It looks really complicated. Too complicated for Ryu to understand. Let's get Momo in. Ah, I know what this is. This is a relic from the Techno Age. And this number. Is the same as the one on the door, right? In other words, this is a key from the Techno Age. If we input the password here, the doors with the same number will open. Does anyone want to try and guess the password? Without the password, we'll never be able to get those doors open. But usually people use something like a friend's name or whatever for their password. Like palette or something. Maybe that's a little too obvious? Not for Director Palette. I don't believe it. It opened. Well, now we're getting somewhere. Come on, let's go. Oh, kill the giant roach. The giant roach will probably use Douse. But I figured, because the fly man has fire breath. Please tell me the ring of fire is still protecting Momo. Oh dear. That answers that question. Yeah, that's why you don't want Douse to happen. And yeah, the Fly Man has really powerful fire breath. Also, this is the only enemy I believe in the game that you can learn Fire Strike from. But, you know, it's more likely to use Fire Breath. But if you want to learn Fire Strike, go ahead. I can't think of any other enemy that would use Fire Strike. But yeah, that's the problem with the giant roaches. Everyone's wielding their most powerful weapons right now, right? I would think they would be, but I can't remember. Yep, okay. Yeah, Momo had the Ring of Fire on. That's how much Douse affects, the, fire resistance. Okay, in this case, kill the Fly Man, because I can't, you know, I can't. Well, that was good. Momo's chance of missing is just too damn high for her to be a good party member. Oh, they're continuing to Douse, even though... the Fly Man is dead. Interesting. Recheck that. Okay. Down these steps, we're gonna encounter a little mini game. The room is flooded with Chrism radiation. Too much exposure is dangerous. You can't spend too much time here. Okay, it's over here. There it is. This is what we need to find. It looks like Pico. It says experimental sample Repsol seed. Maybe it's a password? Whenever it says maybe it's a password, that means you got the password and now can go back to the password room, input the password, and then continue on with the journey. Also, that door is a number 2 door, the one that's kind of hidden behind this, whatever it is. Anyways, heading back to the password room to input the password. Then it's back to that room. This is what makes this dungeon so long, and the fact that there's actually quite a bit of rooms. And there's also a puzzle to solve one of the passwords. It's kind of annoying. But even though apparently none of the characters are smart enough to type keys on a keyboard. Let's see. Password Repsol. Yeah. It opened. I knew it. Repsol was... that was my father's name. I guess that means he had something to do with this place. Maybe he was working on some kind of experiment? When I saw the machines here, I knew my father must have been involved somehow. But I never heard anything about this place. Could my father have done things here he was ashamed to tell me about? Yes. Do you want to save? No, not yet. I hope to at least find password number 3 and maybe even password 4 by the time. Of course, password 3 is the worst possible password ever. Like the worst possible password you could imagine. That's what password... Password 3 is. It's 2 letters, and they're the same letter. Both, it's the same letter just twice over. And I'm not gonna spoil it beyond that because it's so stupid. Also, you can get flame spears from the flymen. I don't know why the flymen are so fire elemental for some reason. Doesn't quite make sense. Oh, so tired. I haven't been sleeping well these past few nights. And of course, that just describes me at any point in time. I just never sleep at all. Yeah, these enemies are funny when you hit them. Yeah, just straight up decapitate them. Anyways, here we get the silver mail. plus 11 defense on Momo, and now we are ready for anything. Want to go in here and flip this switch. This switch starts the puzzle that gets us password 4. You never need to come back to that terminal. There's nothing behind the door that it opens. Yeah, this dungeon is an interesting place. I think it's the best way to describe it. Yeah. You know, I almost never realized that this was a possibility to get up here, even though you're supposed to get up here in order to solve the puzzle. I just completely forgot about how you got up here the longest time. Repair notes. Unit 3 out of order. Adjust pressure counter by plus 10. Yeah, that's important for the puzzle. I don't really care because I've got the answer memorized. Oh, it's not there. Where'd it go up there? Right, this is where we head up. There's a memo on the floor. It says, gave the sample life if used with Project AA. Maybe it's a password. Yes, just the first letter of the alphabet twice. Brilliant password. Unbreakable. Oh, yeah, have I ever examined like a piece of Chrism like that with anyone besides Ryu? I don't think I have. It leads to something interesting, so I'll show it off. At least I think. I actually don't remember now. It's been a while. Maybe it just says to examine with Ryu. I feel something incredibly powerful. The Brood? Yeah. Ryu hears the voice of the Brood sealed in the Chrism. You found the Force Gene. Yes, young Ryu. Let the hate flow through you. Use the Force. Okay, now I switch Momo back into the lead. You want to get this treasure chest here. Sleep shells. Momo's next weapon. Momo starts getting status ailment inflicting weapons. Because of course, the ranged character always ends up getting status ailment inflicting weapons, right? That makes sense. Yeah, now we head back to the, room. With the password input entry. Oh. I don't know if it caught that the zombie doctor was put to sleep by Momo's sleep shells or not. Why did I repause when that was the end of the fight? Let's see. Enter password AA. Okay. Do I have enough time for a boss fight? I've got enough time for a boss fight. There, now there's only one left. I wonder, what does the AA project mean? Something to do with enhancing life? Like the enhanced crops? That's a massive leap in logic. Or does it have to do with mutants? What was my father trying to do? At any rate, we'd better find Director Pallet. He's the only one who can answer our questions. Yeah, we're good enough for a boss fight. If we run straight there at the very least. I'm fine with this video running a little long. Yeah, the confusion status works like it does in most games where it's only the person who leads the party, though. If the person confused is not the party's lead on the world map, the map thing, then you know what I mean. You get what I think. I don't know. I'm trying to say something. I'm too tired to say it. I can't sleep yet. I'm constantly tired. Super fun being an insomniac and also having a little bit of narcolepsy, or I think that's what it is, right? Narcolepsy, the sleep thing. This other sleep disorder thing. Not a fun combination. Here's the boss fight. Some gas is leaking out of the room. Could something be happening inside? Oh my, it's mutating. Okay, Ryu, let's not waste any time, shall we? Fire. Force. Defender. Warrior. Now, what can the warrior do that makes him so special? Well, it's the most physically attack dragon type. So let's just get... And Aura is one of the best abilities. For dealing just straight damage. Also, yeah, you need to hit it with fire attacks. It loses its protective coating, yeah. Yeah, I would think so. Yes, focus. Bye-bye, huge slug. Yeah, you just fire your gun. And pyrokinesis. Oh, that's such a good dragon transformation. Could it be this plant is being used to make mutants in some kind of experiment? Could Momo's father be involved somehow? Who is this mysterious narrator? I'm guessing it's just Ryu. Also, interesting little glitch type thing. Obviously, you're not supposed to get that treasure chest now, right? Well, you can get it. It's the wisdom ring. Anyways, it is essential to line up the counters in order from one with the lowest pressure up. Look at the counters and arrange them in order from the lowest to highest. Could this be a hint for the last password? I'll meet you back at the password room just to save time. That was Momo's sleep shells at work. That made it snooze. It didn't use its ability, snooze, which those things can cast on itself. As just go over here. Please enter the password. Other. Please enter the password. I believe it's this one. Yep. Now, Momo says something interesting here. That's the last door. We should be able to find Pallet now. I have a lot of questions for him to answer. Let's get a move on. If we don't, the door will close again. That's just the game telling you you need Momo for the next boss fight for the story to continue. Anyways, this looks like a good place to end off for today's episode. So this is the Cowardly Time Lord signing off and saying, have a good day, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye-bye now.